How's it going, crypto community? This is Jade Martian, and I'm going to be doing a quick TA video for you guys today. I haven't done a TA live stream this weekend, and I've only gotten one video out this weekend, so I figured I'll give you guys a quick look at what we're looking at after, Saturday and Friday's trading has came in. We're about halfway through the day here on Sunday, so last Sunday we had obviously a pretty nice pump up. That's what led up to our push into this higher range last week, right? Everybody was excited for that, and it looks like we're actually on the verge of potentially seeing the same kind of breakout today, if not tomorrow. I don't see us immediately breaking out to push above 48 cents yet. I think that we're going to at least hit a little bit of a speed resistance here, a little bit of speed bump coming up to the 48 cents. But assuming we can actually get some candle closes on the hourly, or the 4 hour rather, we're on the wrong chart here, sorry. So if we can get some candle closes on the 4 hour above our previous, that will serve as a bullish indicator to me. The same goes for our hourlies. If we can get hourly closes closer to or even on the 48, that would invigorate me to believe that we are going to see something more substantial to follow that, right? But as of right now, we're still trading in this channel that we've been trading in since the 30th, so for the last 3 days now. We are still setting higher highs, so we just set a higher high a few hours ago, and it looks like we're consolidating into what will be, even for our short term, a lower or a higher low. So we can expect to see, hopefully, if we can see over the next few hours this guy climb back up, we could expect to see ourselves hopefully moving back into that 45 cent range. That's what I really want to see over the course of today more than anything, is just to see us move back up into this gray trading zone and just see the price, fluctuate within this. Kind of tired of seeing the price down here, I'm ready I think like everybody to see our price start pushing upwards. We're still seeing volume holding steady, I'd say, more than increasing at this point, right? Let's draw a line across here. We've had some relatively weak volume, at least in this range, in the sell range, right? So if you look, we had this dip here, and this is where most of our low volume is on this dip. So that means that there's not even really, to me at least, what I'm seeing is that we're not even seeing people wanting to sell at these ranges anymore, right? If you look, most of our sell volume came in up at these little higher ranges. These are where our big candles are. And so this is a thick consolidation point, right? This range. And you can see that here, obviously, with our increased volume as we entered into this. So ultimately what's going on is the bulls rather, are slowly liquidating through the bears' positions. And hopefully that means that we are not going to see ourselves re-enter this zone, re-enter what would be the 618 to the 05 on our fib, which is this light blue, this kind of sky blue, pale down here. I'm still expecting us, once we break into the gray, we'll probably still get at least one retrace back into this, darker blue area down here between our 618 and our 786. But like I said, this will hopefully play out over the course. I'm hoping, like I said, that we'll break up there. Maybe by the end of the day, we'll see. It's looking like that might be a bit of a stretch based upon our current rate of gain. But you never know. There's always a chance as soon as we break above this 44 into the 45 cent that we just see the price boom back up, because this was just a slip, right? So we don't really have any descending resistances here to worry about once we get over this 45 cent point. So we could see the price bounce back up and then start to consolidate. So we'll see. Timing when it comes to these things is nearly impossible, right? But I'm pretty confident in our continued upward trajectory. It's just going to be slow. We have to wait for, again, all this bearish volume to consolidate through the price so that the price can push into a new price range. And if you notice, I have this chart only going to the 10th when you see the bottom of a new one. And the reason for that is because we will be getting SBI virtual currencies becoming publicly tradable by very large institutional and high capital investors, right? So that to me is going to be a fundamental catalyst that no matter where we are by June 10th, the price on June 10th or even June 9th, or maybe the 11th, maybe we'll get a slight delay for people to actually get in, right? But I'm pretty confident that and that's actually next Monday, right? So next Monday, it's next week even, we can expect to see some really, really interesting price action, not just out of XRP, but also out of Bitcoin, because Bitcoin will be listed on that same fund, right? So, or on SBI's virtual currency platform for institutional investors. So this isn't just something that's going to affect XRP, it will affect BTC, and I believe Ethereum is also on that platform. Bitcoin Cash was, but they are no longer listing it, so sorry to BCH investors, this is not good news. This is not something that's going to most likely affect you, though, as everybody knows, when Bitcoin goes up, the whole market goes up. And in the case of XRP, because SBI is one of our partners, I am personally most likely, due to my bias as a heavy XRP investor, but I do believe that XRP will outperform Bitcoin when SBI VC goes live, simply because SBI VC is a Ripple partner, and they are that is the platform that their banking, their institution is heavily invested in already. So it's highly likely that we're going to see like-minded individuals utilizing their platform to invest in XRP, but also in the others, but primarily in XRP. That's my belief, right? So, as far as any other technical indicators we've got going on, obviously we had our golden cross back on the 30th, and the price has just kind of consolidated as our 50-day is moving up, right? So there is this tendency when a crypto or any market has a golden cross for the price to first attempt to test the 50-day after that golden cross, right? So there's a very good chance that, let's see if I can get this color right here, that we could see our 50-day over the next few days slowly rising, right? As the price continues to do this flat stuff. Do this just flat. Yeah, let's draw our lines here, right? The price is probably just going to do this flat stuff, right? But once it gets close to that 50-day, I'm thinking we're going to see the bears try to test it, to try and break it. And that's when we're going to know for certain where we are, whether or not this goes to the floor or to the moon, right? Now, again, because of the fact that the 10th is rapidly approaching, this actually kind of lines up nice, right? This is assuming that the price continues to rise at this slow rate that it has. So it almost looks like if the price continues sideways and our 50-day rises to it, that this could literally happen on the 9th or the 10th, and then that following day we just see or even that same day, we see the price tag and then launch, right? So definitely, don't lose hope. I know that the March 31st bearable guy 589 thing didn't happen. Like I said in my video where we talked about COMEX 589, this isn't This is something to have fun with, but not to take serious, because Bearable Guy's price predictions have a 100% failure rate, right? The only reason that I entertain anything Bearable Guy related is simply because he has, in my opinion, made some very insightful calls in regards to partnerships that hadn't been previously publicly announced. So I do, despite his terrible price calls, I do believe that Bearable Guy is a Ripple insider, or a insider that is somehow deeply connected to the Ripple team, thus how he has been able to make announcements, in some cases years before a partnership was made public, such as the teaming up with the IMF, the partnership with Fidelity, the partnership with Western Union, the partnership with multiple other organizations throughout the last few years since Bearable Guy has appeared on the scene. So ultimately, though, just treat him as somebody who just knows the news before you do. But just like me, I'm here sharing the news to you before you're aware of it. Just because I know the news first doesn't mean that I know what the price is going to do before you, right? It just means that I have insight that could potentially have a very profound impact on price. And I think that's ultimately what Bearable Guy is doing. He's trying to make people aware of, hey, this is a potential catalyst for the price. It just depends on how the market reacts to whatever the announcement is that he is alluding to in his posts. Now, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not. I don't really know, and I don't really care if I'm right or wrong on the matter. It's just fun, right? Bearable Guy is fun for me, and that's why I cover him. But again, I do, as I say, in any time I cover anything that's related to him, just take it with a grain of salt. Treat it as something fun to help you pass the time while we're waiting for the real rally to come, right? Because it is coming. It is very near, and everything that we're seeing in the price over the past 19, 20 days, however long you want to really drive this back, if you ask me, really, I've been convinced that that the bear market has been dead since really January, February, when the price just sat flat and we didn't set a new lower low. We went down, we tested our previous low, and then we just sat up there. So for me, the bear market's been dead for quite a while, and we've just been in what I like to refer to as trader purgatory, where the price gains aren't even notable compared to like the traditional stock markets, just because it's been that flat, right? So it's, at any rate, no matter what, I'm still happy to see a fair bit of volatility in the price movement throughout the day, throughout the past few weeks even. And I hope that you, as an investor, especially if you're somebody that's new to XRP, understand the true value of the asset you're holding and are not actually just here to get rich quick. Anybody that tries to get rich quick in anything, it doesn't matter how much potential there is in it, you're probably going to get burned because you're going to become impatient and you're going to get pushed out of the market due to some kind of unforeseeable price swing, right? Something I keep trying to drive home is the potential that, like I showed here, that we could see the price come back even lower than it was before we actually see the price go up, right? I don't know what's going to do any more than anybody else out here does that's following TA. All I can say is that the technical analysis, it looks super bullish, and all of our fundamentals and all the developments going on in XRP space right now are screaming that this isn't just a fake out. This is real. This is a build up in anticipation of something that's going to actually lead to a real follow through, right? Anybody that's foolish enough to sell the news, and that's likely what we're going to get on the 10th, right? That might even be the trigger, is that the bears are idiots and say, oh, you sell the news because that's what the saying is, sell the news, buy the hype. Well, in regards to this hype, we're talking about the hype of individuals being allowed or enabled to begin trading digital assets, right? So anybody that is foolish enough to try and sell this news on the day, you'll probably get wrecked, so to speak, right? So, this is already probably a little bit longer than I intended, but I hope it was informative. If you found it informative and if you enjoy my method of providing you both technical analysis and providing fundamental indicators that what we're seeing is not just a fake out, and me trying to bind our real world developments with our price, please hit that like, smash that subscribe, and if you want to see my content as it comes out, hit that bell, and then I will see you in my next video. This has been Jade Martian, and I'll see you all on Mars.